alcohol ink in resin, the petri dish effect. Let's see what happens when we leave the resin to sit for different periods of time. Hello and welcome to Middle-Aged Geek Girl. So this week I wanted to go back to trying out alcohol ink in resin. I have done a previous Watch Me resin video on it before, which I will link up above in the information card. So when making those pieces, I didn't wait any time before pouring the resin to actually placing the alcohol ink in the resin. So this time I wanted to try leaving the resin to sit for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and 30 minutes before adding some alcohol ink into the pieces. For each piece I used the Geek Pinata set of alcohol inks. The resin I used was Epoxy Cast from Barnes, which is an Australian company. For each time frame I did 4 pieces of each mould. The half domes I placed 1 colour, the circles I placed 2 colours, and for the hearts I placed 3 colours. Here are the dome pieces. I've put them in order of 10 minute, 20 minute and 30 minute. The colours I used were purple, blue, green and red. For these single colours, I found there wasn't a significant amount of difference between the time frames. I mean, 30 minutes is a bit more dramatic, but with a single colour, I like them all. They all came out pretty clear and bright and exactly as I wanted them to give a petri effect, and not much white ink came through, which is the trouble I found last time when I waited no time at all on any of the pieces. So waiting any amount of time, whether it be the 10 minutes or the 30 minutes, you get pretty much all colour and minimal to no white, which is exactly what the look you want. Next we have the circle chocolate molds, and again it's lined up in between 10, 20 and 30 minutes. So these were green and blue, and these I found a very big difference between the 10 to the 30 minutes with the two colours. It still came through beautifully, and again the white ink showed through minimal or not at all, and I do love the effect on all of the blue and green ones. These colour combination was golden yellow and Santa Fe red. I didn't like how any of these ones turned out actually. I think it just combined to make an orange, which, you know, if you put two colours that are going to combine, that will most likely happen. As you can see with the 20-minute one I'm holding up there, it's completely... there's no effect to it whatsoever. It just looks like an orange dye was used. Even with the 30 minutes, you can see a little bit of the yellow separated, but the rest of it looks orange. There's no red to it whatsoever. So that was a failure in my opinion. And again with the blue and orange, the effect I didn't like at all on any of them. It just seemed to blend in again and not really make much. It either went really muddy and disgusting like in the 30-minute piece, or the 20-minute piece was just all orange. I don't know what happened to the blue, and the 10-minute piece is pretty much just all blue. I don't know what happened to the orange. So I wasn't too happy with the way they turned out. And the same with the purple and sunbright yellow. In the 10-minute mark you can very much see the yellow, and for the rest of them I don't know what happened to the yellow. So out of those 12, 9 to me were failures. And lastly, the gamer hearts. Again, not very happy with how any of these turned out. My fault completely. I think I used the wrong colours together. For the first batch it was a red, a yellow and blue, and the second batch was a green, purple and orange, and they just seem to merge and become very muddy or brown. I love the way the petri effect worked. That looks beautiful. The colours in my opinion aren't as good as you would hope for something like that. But I mean, if you love the petri effect, I can't complain. The petri effect is stunning on these. So I guess you can call it a win, a half win. What I've discovered from this experiment is that I definitely need to do a lot of study on colour theory. I was putting complementary colours together, which of course then mix into a brown or a muddied version of that one of those two colours that would be mixed together. So yeah, there's a lot of theory I need to practice along the lines of colour. Out of the time frames, I liked them all, whether it be 10, 20 or 30 minutes. I think just waiting will give you a great result regardless. When I first made them, I put the ink in straight away after pouring the resin, and then doing multiple layers, which is something I didn't do with these pieces. I only did one layer of colour and one white. So I believe if I had done multiple layers of colour, I would have got more dramatic results again, which is something I'll try in the future. But yeah, for this experiment, I only did one layer of colour, but waiting is the way to go. And I've never seen that on any tutorials I've watched when I was interested in making these petri dish effects. Not one tutorial I watched actually said wait. So I'm glad I did this experiment, and I actually hope it helps somebody else out there. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment. Are you interested in starting alcohol ink in resin? And what was your favourite piece of what I've made? Anyway, I hope I've helped you or anybody out there that's interested in doing these sort of resin pieces. Until next time, have an awesome week. Bye.